What if this wasn't just an ordinary moment on stage, but a hidden signal that the public has overlooked all this time? Why could a simple touch trigger such a massive wave of speculation, even leading some fans to question the future of the relationship between two of the most influential figures in the world of K-pop today? And most shockingly, why is it in the calmest, quietest seconds that the deepest emotions seem impossible to hide? It all began with a short video clip that quickly spread across social media platforms, showing two members of BTS, namely Jungkook and Taehyung, in an interaction that at first glance appeared simple, yet carried layers of meaning far deeper than expected. On a stage illuminated by bright lights and surrounded by the roaring cheers of thousands of fans, Taehyung was seen sitting calmly, holding a red microphone that almost felt symbolic of a moment destined to be remembered for a long time. With a voice that sounded steady yet hinted at something difficult to define, he said, "Yes, thank you. I'm Taehyung." The sentence was simple, perhaps too simple for a global superstar with millions of fans. And yet, that was exactly what made it feel unusual. Why did he introduce himself in such a formal way, as if he were opening a new chapter, or perhaps closing an old one? Before the audience could fully process those words, he continued with another statement that drew just as much attention. "As we said yesterday, we will have more performances in the future." A promise? Or a deliberate reassurance meant to calm a growing sense of unease among fans? Beside him, Jungkook presented a striking contrast. While Taehyung appeared composed and controlled, Jungkook seemed full of energy, almost restless, as if there was something he wanted to express but couldn't fully articulate under the circumstances. According to the caption accompanying the viral clip, Jungkook repeatedly chanted his fellow member's full name, Taehyung, Taehyung, in a tone that resembled a fan chant, something usually heard from the crowd, not from a fellow group member. Why did Jungkook do that? Was it simply a spontaneous show of support? Or was there a deeper emotional layer behind it? Something that words alone couldn't convey, but the moment that truly ignited widespread speculation came just seconds later. In a subtle movement that could easily go unnoticed if not carefully observed, Jungkook was seen gently squeezing Taehyung's thigh. The gesture was brief, not dramatic, and could easily be dismissed as insignificant. Yet for those who have followed their long journey together, it was precisely these small gestures that often carried the greatest meaning. Was it a sign of support? A silent farewell? Or perhaps a final way of saying something that could not be spoken out loud in front of the public? As the video continued to circulate, fan reactions became divided. Some viewed it as a warm display of friendship, a testament to the bond they had built over the years. Others, however, began connecting the moment to larger speculations about possible shifts in the group's dynamics, about the unseen pressures of the industry, and even about the possibility that this was not just another ordinary concert moment. Questions began to surface one after another. Why did Taehyung sound so formal? Why did Jungkook appear so emotional, despite trying to mask it with enthusiasm? And most unsettling of all, why did this interaction feel like a farewell, even though no words explicitly suggested it? In the world of K-pop, where symbolism and hidden meanings often play a significant role, every gesture, every word, even every pause can become a clue. And for ARMY, the loyal fandom of BTS, this moment was not just a clip. It was a puzzle waiting to be solved. Some fans began revisiting past interactions between Jungkook and Taehyung. The lingering glances, the laughter that felt slightly different, the quiet moments that somehow spoke the loudest. Could all of these be fragments of a bigger story now slowly unfolding? Others tried to approach the situation more rationally. They argued that under the immense pressure of such a massive stage, heightened emotions are natural. Jungkook's touch could simply be a reflex, a form of support with no hidden meaning. But is it really that simple? Because if there truly was nothing more to it, why did so many people feel the same strange sensation, a mix of warmth and unease, as if they had just witnessed something important without fully understanding what it was? What makes this moment even more intriguing is its timing. It occurred amid renewed discussions and rumors surrounding the future of BTS. While no official confirmation of any major changes has been made, a subtle atmosphere of uncertainty seems to be lingering, felt not only by fans but perhaps by the members themselves. And within all of this, one question remains impossible to ignore. Could what we witnessed on that stage have been more than coincidence? Could it have been part of a larger narrative, one carefully unfolding through small gestures that only the most attentive observers can truly interpret? If that is the case, then Jungkook's touch was not just a touch. It was a message. His chant was not just playful, it was an expression. And Taehyung's words were not merely formal, they were deliberate. But deliberate about what? Is this about a future yet to come, or something that is about to end? For now, there are no definitive answers. No official statements to silence the growing speculation. And perhaps that is exactly what gives this moment its power. It exists in the space between reality and interpretation, between what is seen and what is felt. And maybe that is why it is so difficult to forget, because beneath the stage lights, within the thunderous cheers, and between words that seemed ordinary, there was something undeniably real, an emotion that could not be faked, a connection that could not be hidden. Was this truly a final farewell on stage, or the beginning of a new chapter? We have yet to fully understand. And yet, just when it seemed like the moment had already said everything it needed to say, something even more subtle, almost invisible, began to take shape in the minds of those who kept replaying the clip over and over again. Because what truly lingered was not only the words, nor the brief physical gesture, but the atmosphere surrounding them. There was a silence between sentences, a pause that felt heavier than usual, as if both Jungkook and Kim Taehyung were navigating emotions too complex to fully express in front of thousands of eyes watching their every move. Some observers began to notice the way Taehyung held the microphone, not tightly, not loosely, but with a kind of careful control that suggested he was grounding himself in that moment. His gaze, at times directed toward the crowd, seemed to drift ever so slightly, as though part of his attention was elsewhere. Was he reflecting? Remembering? Or perhaps preparing himself for something that had yet to be revealed? Meanwhile, Jungkook's behavior continued to draw attention in ways that felt impossible to ignore. His repeated chanting of Kim Taehyung was not loud enough to disrupt, but persistent enough to stand out. It carried a tone that some described as playful, yet others insisted there was an underlying urgency in it, an emotional insistence that refused to be dismissed as mere humor. And when he reached out, that brief squeeze, so gentle, so fleeting, seemed to carry the weight of something far greater than its duration. What made this even more compelling was the undeniable history between them. Years of shared experiences, of growing under the same spotlight, of navigating an industry that demands perfection while often concealing vulnerability. For fans who have followed BTS since their early days, moments like this do not exist in isolation. They are part of a larger tapestry, woven from countless interactions that, when placed side by side, begin to tell a story that is both intimate and complex. Could it be that what unfolded on that stage was not a sudden occurrence, but rather the visible tip of something that had been building quietly over time? There were also those who pointed out the contrast between Taehyung's composed demeanor and Jungkook's barely contained energy. It was as if one was holding everything together while the other was struggling to keep something from spilling over. That contrast